Welcome everyone to my YouTube channel. My name is Pablo and today I'm going to give you a 6-week progression so you can build a strong and deeper squat. As probably you know, squat is one of the most important exercises to build strength, muscle, improve mobility, and promote health on your whole body. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a 6-week progression so you can have all these benefits. This progression is about 6 weeks long and we're going to split it in 3 different parts. Week 1 and 2 will be part A, where we're going to be focusing on mobility and build foundations. Week 3 and week 4 is going to be focusing on building different positions and increasing just a little bit the load. And finally, week 5 and 6 is going to be all about building strength and increasing volume. For week 1 and 2, the most important part will be make sure that your body is capable of moving on the right way. So to be able to do this, we're going to be working on mobility and establishing movement mechanics. Every single session for week 1 and 2 will look just like this. Part A will be mobility, and in part B of that session, we're going to reinforce movement mechanics. The first mobility drill that I want to show you is dorsiflexion for ankle mobility, and we're going to be using weights to load the joint. So with this exercise, what I'm looking for is making sure my heel is on the ground all the time, and we're going to place weight directly on top of my heel. From here, we're going to try to launch your knee forward without losing any contact on the ground with my heel. And just like this, we're gonna hold this position for about 2 minutes. What I'm looking for here is bring my knee over my toe and launch it forward when I'm applying weights. If this is too intense for you, you can start by just using your body weight, just like this. Something that I want you to pay attention to is focusing on maintaining your heel on the ground. For some people, that might start here. So the whole point with this is make sure that you're working on that end range, which is the maximal range of motion on your joint. In this case, your ankle. The next exercise is a 90-90 flow. What I want you to focus on this one is make sure you build those angles. 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. Just by doing this, we're gonna be working on your hip mobility. So we're gonna hold it. We're gonna try to maintain your torso as upright as possible, make a fist, and try to get nice and tall. For some people, just to get into this position is really hard. So help yourself by grabbing something, by using bands, but try to be in a nice upright position. When you master this position, from here we can start working on moving side by side. Once again, 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. This is an exercise and I highly recommend to start doing every single session. Again, you can either hold 2 minutes on each side or going back and forth for about 90 seconds. Really focusing on hit those 90-90 all the time. The next exercise is an isometric hold. And with this one, what we're gonna try to do is reinforce the position on the bottom of your squat. Here's what I want you to do. Think about you're gonna jump. That's how wide I want you to set your feet. From here, we're gonna go all the way down, and you're gonna start focusing on keep your heels on the ground, and with your elbows, you're gonna push your knees out, and you're gonna try to maintain your chest as upright as possible. We're gonna try to maintain this position for about 2 to 3 minutes, okay? Don't worry if you can't hold this position for longer, or if you're looking like this. Just by doing this, you're gonna start feeling some areas that feels better than others. Pay attention to those details, right? Keep pushing your knees out, keep your chest up, and just hold it in here. So here's another version how you can work on this. You can use something as a reference, and you can go down by helping yourself, okay? So just by using something as a reference, you're gonna be able to maintain a nice position while you're holding this bottom of your squat. Think about bring those hips as low as possible while you're keeping your chest as upright as possible. Your shoulders are always retract back, and you always try to keep your face forward. Of course, you're gonna feel like everything is burning, but this is the point, to start telling to your body that being on the bottom of your squat is okay, all right? So you're gonna hold this for about 2 to 3 minutes. All right, now you know the 3 exercises that we're gonna be using for the mobility drills to start every single session. Now let's start working on actually squatting, right? For squatting, we're gonna be working on different positions. It's gonna be above parallel, at parallel, and below parallel. For the first 2 weeks, we're just gonna be focusing on above parallel and right at parallel. So for this, we're gonna set up a bench, and we're gonna place it right behind the bar. The whole point with this is not to go heavier. It's to make sure like your body understands the movement and you can move with control. So something that I want you to think about when you're doing the back squat is how well can you squeeze your shoulder blades, right? So you're gonna try to place your hands as close as possible to your shoulder and get under the bar. So just like this, get under the bar, keep those hands really close to your shoulder and get off the rack. From here, your elbows, I don't want you to bring your elbows back. Your elbows are gonna be pointing down while you're squeezing those shoulder blades so you keep that nice shelf on your upper back. From here, you're gonna launch your hips back and nice and slow, you're gonna stop at the bench. And from here, we're gonna just go ahead and open up your hips and fully extend it. We're gonna be working on this motion for about 10 reps. Really focusing on controlling the movement as you're going down. Sit on the bench and get back up once again. Like I said before, don't worry about weight. I just really want you to focus in on bringing your hips back as you're getting lower and full extending your hips as you're getting up, right? So for the first week and second week, we're gonna be working on those 2 things, mobility and just squat about parallel. All right, for week number 2, we're gonna be working exactly on the same 2 areas. We're gonna still working on mobility, same exercise, try to increase the time that you spend in doing mobility or introduce new exercise that challenge your ankle mobility and your hip mobility the most, right? So I'm gonna show you one more exercise and you can start using to also improve a little bit of your thoracic spine mobility. So that's gonna be all the way down to the bottom of your squat. If you're going with your right hand, your left hand is gonna push your knee out. And with your right hand, by keeping your heel on the ground, you're gonna try to reach as high up as possible and stretch all the way. Hold it for 5 seconds. And from here, we're gonna go nice and slow down. Now you're pushing your knee with your elbow and you're going to the other side. The whole point with this is to learn how to maintain your chest as upright as possible when you're getting into the bottom of your squat. Take into consideration that bodies are different, and if you are the type of person who have like big legs or short torso, for you to be in a fully upright position might be a little bit challenge. The most important part is making sure that you can go below parallel and keep those heels on the ground and challenge yourself to get a good posture, especially when you're getting on the bottom of your squat. Just kind of like reinforcing that every single time. When it comes down to exercise, it's gonna be just like the first part, but now we're gonna be using something slightly lower. Once again, you're gonna make sure you're squeezing your shoulder blades and you're getting under the bar. But in this part too, I also wanna start focusing on my breathing. So really focusing on big inhale, fill it up that belly, and from here, we're gonna go nice and slow. When you reach the ball, you're gonna hold it for a second, and from here, we're gonna get back up once again. So again, I don't want you to use weight. I just want you to focus in on keep your chest as upright as possible, elbows pointing down, reach the medicine ball, and getting back up. The whole point with this part too is to reinforce the idea that having a load on your back and going below parallel is okay. If you start feeling good with this, if you're doing 1, 2, 3 reps and you feel like there's not challenge, you can, why not put some weight on it? Throw some 10, some 25, something that build just a little bit of load on the barbell so allow you to move a little bit better. Sometimes just by putting a little bit of load on the barbell, it makes you move a little bit better because you feel a little bit more resistant against your body. So take that into consideration. Before we start talking about part number 3, I want to mention that if you want to start your fitness program right now, go ahead and check my playlist. I have a 12-week strength training for beginners that you can start right now. Let's get back to part 3. Part 3, like I mentioned before, is all about building strength and increasing volume. The way that we're going to increase strength will be by adding loads and reducing reps. So at that point, your body should be able to feel okay when you're going all the way below parallel. So what we're gonna do on this is get rid of the medicine ball and we're gonna start using a little bit of weight. By adding just a little bit of weight, you're gonna feel a little bit of resistance, but you're gonna be able to control the movement. The movement look exactly the same. I want you to think about the same way that you did part 1 and part 2, but this time we're gonna get rid of that medicine ball. So once again, keep those hands really close to your shoulders, get under, get off the rack. All right, from here, I want you to brace your core, big inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades, elbows pointing down, heels on the ground, nice and slow down, go all the way down below parallel. My chest is in upright position, and from here, we're gonna go all the way up. We're gonna be working on a set of 5 to 8 reps on this one, and you can increase the weight just if your movements are looking good and you're feeling good and confident about. Remember that this 6 progression is not to do a PR. This is just to get comfortable on the bottom of your squat. So little by little, you're gonna build confident and you're gonna feel comfortable, especially when you have heavy loads on the bottom of your squat. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so I can keep creating more videos like this one. Have a good one and I see you guys on the next one. You got this.